Good morning, guys. We are sitting at 11 days out from Fitlog Classic. It is about 10 a.m. I've done my cardio. I've been awake since, I guess, 6 a.m. The routine now is wake up, check the physique, check the weight, do a bit of posing, jump on cardio, get that sweat in, and usually I like to wait a bit longer before starting to eat. Irina also has to do her cardio, and truthfully, since food is pretty low at this very moment, the longer I wait to eat, the better. And anyway, with the discussion of fat loss and fasting that people ask us always, if there's any time to get that 1%, 5% edge on your fat loss through additional blood sugar control, let's say, well, fasting can be useful, especially in this stage where we're trying to, shed all the extra little pounds of fat we have remaining. So I like to get fresh air, some sunlight early in the morning, through a walk, through sitting outside. It is gorgeous now in Montreal, starting to become spring finally, and then almost summer. So it's a perfect climate to kind of just, take your time, get some fresh air, talk to my viewers. I'm finally on YouTube. Can't believe it. I'm finally vlogging. We've actually been vlogging for the last 10 years. We just stockpile a bunch of material and become overwhelmed and don't know how to piece it together. But here we are, 2025. It's the year to make moves. This was a big symbolic year for me, turning 35 years old. I had a lot of goals that haven't necessarily attained or finalized, but the steps are being taken every day, and I am in a very good spot and I feel great. So it's getting to a point in prep where doing cardio, my legs are feeling very heavy. I'm starting to feel depleted. It's happening. Picking up my legs feels challenging.
When your legs don't work like they used to before.
Nonetheless, the goal is just to move, even if you can't push intensely. So just for that 45, 60 minutes, just keep moving, pick up your steps. It will happen one step at a time. And yeah, this is normal at this stage of prep. We're less than 2 weeks out. Some people are suffering from 12 weeks out. And to me, that's just a question of, rushing the process. You decided to jump into a competition not being in close enough shape to justify a 12-week prep. Nonetheless, people do this. This is not how I like to approach it. I've done both smart preps and I've done dumber preps, let's say, too rushed, just trying to get on stage. And that's not the way to go. You should pace yourself well, try to maintain your health as much as you can. Bodybuilding itself is not necessarily a health sport. Getting into that shape, but you should be adhering to healthy protocols in order for you to get your body to listen to you as much as possible. The healthier your body is, the more it will listen to you, and it's as simple as that. That said, weight cuts when it comes to bodybuilding versus, let's say, the fighting community, I've just always had a question, and despite having owned half of a training studio that was half boxing and half strength, power oriented, I never had this question answered. I find that boxers, fighters in general, they will tend to do more extreme weight cuts close to their competition. They might maintain a certain weight up until a couple weeks out, and then all of a sudden they try to lose an extra 5 or 10 pounds through water loss and dieting, crash dieting, eating once a day. Given that that's more of a performance sport, I was always wondering how it was possible that they can do that, or why wouldn't they diet for longer. So of course I can probably just reach out to some people in my network and ask this question, get it answered, but more fun to ask the audience. So feel free to tell me in the comments why fighters tend to do more extreme, drastic weight cuts instead of just dieting sooner. I would be worried that sudden water loss could affect the joints when striking, or the muscles just not being as optimal as they could be. So yes, we're finally getting this vlogging going, and it's super exciting. I'm treating it like a job because I really want to educate people, and I really want to put Irina and I out there, given that people ask us questions on a daily, weekly basis, and it's a lot of it's a lot of repetition, and it gets tiring. Nonetheless, we love to speak. We love elaborating. We love explaining. We love language. We love nuance. We love people. We're persons. Despite being in the one-on-one context, like you start and stop appointment after appointment after appointment. But we're kind of in the mindset now where we would like to talk to groups, and it's been years we've been thinking about it, but we're finally starting to action it. And here we go. I'm treating this YouTube like any project, like any business. I give myself goals. I would like to add a subtle 5 organic subscribers per day. Just like you're adding grams, ounces of muscle per day. You can sort of, apply these same principles to building a YouTube channel, I suppose. And of course, as mentioned, I started in 2018. I technically had a video up there planning to promote a prep.
So I wanted to create a haters-only YouTube channel, so only haters are allowed to spectate and comment.
And then tons of work, pivoting. I opened a training studio, got very busy, no headspace, a million excuses why not to get this started. Nonetheless, I know now it's just about doing and not overthinking. And why do these delays occur? Typically, sometimes we feel we're not good enough, or we don't have something to offer people, or sometimes we're just trying to make the perfect package, the perfect presentation, and that slows us down. And I'm more the latter. I've been slowed down as a result of getting in my own head and saying, things have to be perfect. But you have to learn to accept things that are not perfect. You can make them quality, near perfect for what you're looking to put out, and that is usually fine enough. And we could talk about imposter syndrome, feeling like you don't belong in your industry, and that there are so many people who are better than you, so why even try? I know that given my 12 years experience as a coach, I have something to offer. We get results. I train hard. I work hard in everything I do. I'm not scared to say it. If anything, I'm trying to encourage you that working hard for year and year and year and year has compounding effect year over year over year. So I'm a musician. I train hard. I'm a coach. I'm a competitor. These are all different things, and you can't optimally do everything at once. But if you disperse your eggs appropriately in each basket, if you have a network, if you have a team, you have a partner, it makes things that much easier to swallow. And for me, it's been a mix of things over the years that have got me to where I am. And again, this isn't to pat myself on the shoulder, despite my belief that you should definitely celebrate the mini wins, because those mini wins turn into big wins over time. And so it's important to focus on the micro, taking all the small steps each day, checking your boxes in order to add to your macro goals. Don't just focus on that macro. You're just gonna be staring at it. It's not going to be getting any closer as fast as you want. 10 years later, 10 years after starting my, let's say, competitive journey as a bodybuilder, I am here. And I say, this is all I have. Whereas people look at me and say, whoa, how have you achieved that? In my head, I'm still not where I want to be. But I acknowledge my progress, and I'm very happy with where I am. And that's the difference between my mindset and where a lot of people go wrong. And I'm not unique. I'm just someone who actions and practices every single day. And I happen to fall into your eyes, into your ears. And hopefully you take this message and start just applying. And so a big incentive for starting this channel, once again, this vlog finally, is I see tons of other people do this that aren't necessarily great, and they get tons of views because they know the marketing and they know the tech side of it. And I'm just like, man, don't I have something at least this quality to offer? And the answer is yes. I believe yes. So I'm done sitting on the sideline and wondering how all these kids are getting famous. It was just like, I think it was 2020, 2021, I guess COVID time, these NFTs in the crypto space were getting big, and people were like, what the hell? People are buying these digital pieces of artwork for like, $3,000 each. NFTs, people were buying crazy apes. Anyway, just to say, people were making money off of like the strangest things, and it grinds my gears. I'm someone who works my ass off. I'm willing to work as many hours on my feet as possible. I'm willing to work behind the scenes as many hours as possible for my business, for the things I want to build. And these kids were just selling apes, digital art for like thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. And I know that grinded my gears, and I know a few other people whose gears that may have grinded as well.
And that, people, is what grinds my gears.
There's so many opportunities on the internet to just get exposure, make money, facilitate your life, but it's not automatic. You have to put time and effort into it. Sometimes it's having a full-time job or two and working another part-time job on top of that, which is kind of like what training is. For me, coaching and my own training are two separate things. People think, oh, you work in gyms, it's easy to stay in shape. No, I train my clients. I still have to eat my food. I still have to train hard. I have to recover from that. I have to sleep. That's another job. It's not just because you're standing in a gym that you get in shape. Even lifting my clients' weights doesn't get me in shape. So, you know, we're working multiple jobs at once. It's not just one. I work hard, I think, because my parents were never pushing me into one particular direction. I'm a middle child of 5. They always trusted the direction I would take myself. I felt a lot of responsibility to do well, and because they were lenient with me in terms of direction, I became a musician. I'm making music actively. This is the year I will release my music, so prepare for it. I've been making music for longer than I've been into fitness, but I've always been active. And again, because they never forced me into one direction, I found things on my own. And this might not work for everyone. Some people need that guidance. I just found myself as an artist, the ability to think out of the box just came more naturally. So this year we have music on the agenda. My first single is done, it's wrapped. I'm working on the branding for that actively. And so you could take this, this isn't to make anybody jealous saying, oh, Adam does a million things and he's good at all of them. I'm just someone who's been able to compartmentalize all of these projects. And sometimes you achieve 60-70% completion and have to put that project on the back burner. But if you don't forget about it, you can always come back to it. And most of the material musically I've written has been written for over a decade. And only now am I getting down to recording it. Again, business, COVID, pivot, a million reasons. But again, I care deeply about everything I put work into, so I'm not going to let it go. Hard work does pay off, so much so that you can break the mold. I'm a 5'2". I'm a 5'2" guy, married to a 5'6" Russian wife, and you know, this is super unconventional as far as people see it. Yes, we get eyes walking down the street. But just to say, there's no limitations. If you say, oh, that girl is never going to date me because I'm 5'2", I mean, it might be true statistically in a lot of cases, but maybe you just didn't try because of that. So with that said, I'm going to get this day started. I'm going to go train some clients, and, you know, we're feeling depleted, so let's get it. It's worth mentioning that I hit a new low weight today, which is a good sign. And how much do you guys think I weigh, actually? I'll show a photo of what I looked like this morning, posing before and after cardio, or maybe just before cardio. But yeah, what do you guys think I weigh? I'm just curious. At 5'2". Man, it's such a gorgeous day out today. 15 degrees, springtime. Let's go train some clients. All right, let's go Antec, pumping the guns. Antec, let's go. You got a wedding coming up. You're going to Poland soon. Antec, why do people take Ozempic?
I don't know, because they're trying to cheat.
They're trying to cheat the system, right?
Yeah.
But Ozempic is not a way of life. Ozempic wastes every tissue in your body. Antec, what's your thought of your day, given that you're here to work on yourself?
Great. I feel really tired later, but
fulfilled, right?
filled, yeah.
Fulfilled? Did I help you today with your mindset?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. That's all I care about.
Your Mac friend, Brent Rambo.
So just to show you guys that it doesn't matter what goal you're chasing, you have to make conscious efforts every day and add grams, add ounces to that goal. I'm serious about getting 5 organic subscribers daily, at least at this point of my YouTube stage. And so Antec here, please give me 1 organic follow. Search Brody BBB. Well, yeah. And subscribe. All right, sweet, we got it. Here we've got one of our stars, Elena, pushing Coach Irina. Irina helps a lot of people every day. Some of them tell her and some of them don't.
Sit down, Irina.
But sometimes we get bullied. But it's all fun and games. Champion Elena pushing Coach Irina, also champion.
Abs and legs.
What are you doing?
Building abs and legs.
Oh yes, abs and legs. This is for sure a full body movement. Look at that synergy. Such a great team. So we're down to this. I'm sitting, cycling on the recumbent bike just to keep moving. My legs feel pretty light in the sense that they have no energy in them. And I remember 2016 on my first contest prep, like finishing up my last couple cardio sessions. It was so hard to sweat. Like the sweat was so empty and it was hard to squeeze out that last bit of sweat, I guess. And yeah, the idea here is like any movement is better than none. And the fact is we don't have a ton of reserve to push heavy, push hard right now. So literally just moving, walking, moving my arms, my legs, it's worth it. Almost there. Let's keep going. And just to be clear, I'm not complaining. We're just here doing the work. I'm just updating you on the reality of the feels of contest prep. And because I'm not outside right now, I'm just in between clients. I have to feel like I'm outside next to these plants here. I'll be doing more cardio walking outside now that it's nice out. In terms of how we feel about where we are with regards to our physiques, now naturally we always see things that can be improved. Nonetheless, I'm very happy with where I am now versus 2022. I do believe I will bring my best package. I do believe there are some weaker spots. Will I be as lean as I had hoped? I'm not sure. Irina and I don't talk about it much, but we lost 3 weeks of this prep because we got sick. So we just kind of picked prep back up after we started to feel better, but we did lose some time. We feel like we could have been a bit ahead of where we are. But the truth of the matter is we will still be in our best shapes. And we are considering a national event if this one goes well. So we can always say our deadline is 4 weeks after the current deadline. Therefore, we are not 12 days out, 11 days out. We are 11 days and 4 weeks. So 5 weeks and a bit, just under 6 weeks out for the national target. That is, should we do well and should we decide to do a national competition. So we'll get more into the criteria of bodybuilding. So to the average person, to our clients, we are in shape. Yes, we are lean. We have muscle. We've spent years and years and years and years building this muscle so that we can now peel away the extra layers, the extra fat, so that we can actually expose it and we can pose with it and hopefully impress the judges and fill some of the components, fill some of the categories of the judging criteria. They are judging on, yes, leanness, yes, muscle, let's say development, which means like size of the muscles, the fullness, the density of the muscle, anything that can make it look better, look more aesthetic. We also are rated on symmetry, so let's say back to front, left to right, proportions, so top to bottom, do you have huge torso and skinny, tiny little arms? I mean, depends on the category. I'm referring to bodybuilding, my category. There are many criteria, and then there's the level of conditioning, so that has to do with the overall fullness of the muscle, plus the leanness of the body, plus the dryness, so try to get all the subcutaneous water out. It's not really a get skinny contest, so nobody cares how much you weigh on stage as long as you are not above the weight cap. It's really about what you display. It's really about that final, well, it's about the peak. You want to peak at the proper time. You want to peak when you're getting on stage to be judged, and then hopefully repeat it for the night show, which is for fun. And so I wish actually the posing was, you have to pose well, because if you don't pose well, you don't display your physique well. There's not a lot of points attributed to the posing, and unfortunately we go to shows to look at aesthetic bodies posing well, and people just don't put enough time into the posing on average. But there are some great poses out there. I'm still trying to improve on that. Irina is an excellent poser. I would give her the award for every show if I could. No bias here. Just to say, there are a lot of criteria on which we're judged, and of course I feel better than I've been in terms of my shape, in terms of what I'm going to bring, and Irina and I are responsible for that. We coached ourselves. She's also in the best shape for life now. Obviously, she's very hard on herself also. As an athlete, we are never satisfied. We have just enough stress to keep going, and we're not so dissatisfied that we're going to give up and quit. It's not really how it works. Our brains play tricks on us. I know I'm not fat. Do I have more fat than I had hoped I would at this point? Maybe marginally. But I'm very happy with where I'm at. I see the muscle development in the last 3 years of not competing, doing powerlifting. I hired a coach, Mathieu Doré, shout out. I did some off-season powerlifting with him. I'll throw some clips.
Yes, sir. Just press up, press up, press up.
So we acknowledge ourselves, we acknowledge our hard work, and of course people constantly acknowledge us, and we feel great about it. It helps, especially when our energy is low. And we say we are happy but never satisfied, and that never satisfied is what keeps you going. Any goal, for any goal at all. And so for now, with that, I will get back to work training my clients. And I think I have 5 clients in a row, non-stop, so I'll probably have a shake in between. It's one of those longer days, longer nights, and I say, why did I do this to myself? I'll be on my feet that can barely carry me, but my clients are supportive and they understand. And oh, look who I found. Hi, love. She's busy, but real talk, I'll be fine. I will be off my feet in a matter of 4 or 5 hours. And I will plan ahead for the next. Fuel is precious. I was just telling Michael how, I could have brought almonds with me today, but I chose to save more of my fats for the salmon I'm gonna have tonight. It's gonna be delicious. I know it sounds pretty sad right now, but save my fats to have more salmon. And we're excited about this. Yeah, prep things. Of course, Michael finds this amusing. Saving our fats. Okay, I said 5 subscribers per day. Mohammed is going to be 1.
We're going to subscribe.
Oh,
right
wow.
away.
Look at it. Amazing. Oh, last one. Check it out, guys. That's how you...
And also turn on notifications.
Turn on notifications. Don't forget to like and comment. Thank you. I appreciate you. Watch, guys. I'm about to get a subscriber. Sean, are you going to subscribe to my YouTube channel? Oh, look at that. Just that easy. I just added 1 unit to my success. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.
Yo, Ben, Powerlifter Ben, are you going to subscribe to my YouTube channel?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
wait.
Family friendly? Hell yeah.
Okay, it's family friendly. Family friendly. Sweet, thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Chase your goals.
Cheers. I'm on my feet working, and she's on her feet working. Finalizing this prep.
Oh my god, so excited. Some awesome salmon. Been looking forward to this. I ate less fat during the day. I cut my almonds just so I can enjoy a little big piece of salmon after a long day of work on my feet. Thank you, Irina, my wife, for cooking this delicious meal. I'm so happy. The simple things in life mean so much right now. Getting ready for peak week with new containers. Excited.